I was 12, and like everybody before me, I had to complete the ceremony to become an official member of the Tea Party activist movement, hereby referred to as the Tribe. The challenge was like this: I had to kill a bear by myself, drag it back to the village by myself, and eat it all again by myself. You see, it all began when I was an infant. I was kidnapped from a hospital by a deranged tribal leader on a so-called mission to the United States to adopt a new member. That member, unfortunately, was me. The man's name was Joe Diamore, and he led a small tribe of 37, now 38, members living in the deep, uncharted areas of the Amazon rainforest. It was a month-long journey, you see, from my modest cradle in the maternity ward at the hospital I was born at to the tribe's village named Casa de Dolor. Why I was chosen, I don't know. Joe Diamore loves to vacation in the United States, which really baffles the shit out of me, and I suppose he just stumbled across me, noticed my dashing good looks, and decided to adopt me into the Tea Party activist movement. But enough about that, back to the huge task that I had to undergo. The goal was for me, or anybody else who would take the challenge, to survive as long in the wilderness as it took to find a bear and hunt it down. Sure, you say, this is easy. But you must understand something. Bears are not native to the Amazon rainforest. In fact, based on my estimates, you're more likely to meet a physically active American who donates to charity at a regular basis than to find a bear in this forest. So now you understand the task that was at hand. Now, the rules were pretty simple. I was able to bring anything along with me that I could manage to. I brought along my sole pet and best friend, Bob Talons, as he, being an eagle, would be vital to hunting down a bear once I identified its scent. Soul pets are pets that are assigned to you at birth, according to this tribe. They believe that the pets and you exchange an energy that will not only give you very good luck, but will also keep you healthy into your late 20s. However, as your soul pet is your responsibility, if he or she dies, you are tortured by means of Justin Bieber music. Bob Talons is really great at carrying things too. This one time, he lifted a motherfucking goat 7 meters off the ground and carried almost a mile before he fell. But it's really not fun when it lifts you into the air, seeing as his talons will claw into your spinal column. But I trained him to back off when you scream, "Rape!" Anyway, I decided to take Bob Talons, some of my favorite food, bread, and a satellite radio with me. I had a bit of a strategy to help me spot a bear. I had a friend named Draggy D. Dragon, the 11th, or Draggy D for short, who offered to fly us around for a few hours until we found a bear. On the way there, I was attacked by at least 4 spiders, and spiders are freaking huge in the Amazon, and it was kind of difficult to fight them off using a feather, seeing as my shovel had just broken after digging a hole through a mountain. However, the walk was not too long, only about 89 miles, and although I did fall off quite a few cliffs, that was no problem as I was able to respawn back to the starting point. It took us a total of 2 hours to get to Draggy D. Now, Draggy D's a little bit lazy, and so I wasn't surprised when I found that the bastard was asleep. I poked him in the eye to awaken him, but dragons are really heavy sleepers. Then I threw a rock at him. Nothing. I had Bob Talons peck at his nose with his razor-sharp beak, but even that didn't help. After a few hours of trying to think of an idea, I remembered that our chief storyteller, Sarah Palin, was available today. I went and I got her, and I had her start talking about her political and religious views. And, honestly, if that garbage doesn't wake you up in an angry rage, you're obviously not alive. Once Draggy D woke up, we promised Sarah Palin we'd take her back to Casa de Dolor, but she said that she'd squeal on us for cheating unless we flew her back to Alaska, so that she could look at Russia. We agreed, but we accidentally dropped her somewhere in Asia, and so now she's their problem. Draggy D said that if they interrogate him, he'll just say that he was high, because he's chill like that. One thing I hadn't realized was that during the ride towards Russia, Bob Talons got brainwashed by Sarah Palin's rambling, and he hasn't been the same since, unfortunately. Once Draggy D spotted a bear in the Amazon, we landed, and I called to the bear, "Young grizzly, it is my job to slay you, and to harvest your meat for a meal." Pro tip, guys, do not ever say that to a bear. So he charged at me and I died. But don't worry, it was okay. because I respawned. So anyway, I'm nearing the bear again, and I start to hear some really crazy shit. It occurs to me, it's Bob Talon, going on about all the shit he heard Sarah Palin talking about, like gun rights, taxes, abortion, and some other BS. The bear was like, dude, what the fuck is this bullshit? His eyes began to lose focus, and you could tell that he was beginning to get dizzy. In his disoriented state, I walked up to him and falcon punched his brain, which is the biological off switch. Because Draggy D found some strange herb while we were confronting the bear, we decided he was too impaired to fly. So we walked home, Bob Talons carrying the passed out Draggy D, while I was dragging the bear, who I nicknamed Grumpy Gary the Grizzly, and we arrived back at camp about 2 days later. When we arrived, there was disco music playing, there was fruit punch, brownies, and everything waiting there as a celebration. You know, the whole 9 yards. But that's when something absolutely tragic happened. I heard something about digital stories being due next Tuesday? What is this nonsense? Just then, I woke up to realize that I had less than a week to write and record a digital story which, until that point, I hadn't even thought about. So I sat there twiddling my thumbs, contemplating which of my many adventures I should document for generations and generations of children and adults to value, and I chose this one.